For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. Harmony rise in the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. When we NewsSpin is on your radio, come along hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, News the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams, together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. Harmony rise in the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease. Education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. NewsSpin is on your radio. Come along, hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, news the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams. Together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world.
The NewsSpin song produced by a guy whose name is Timothy, and he's based in the UK. Thank you so much for producing this track, especially for the most monitored talk show in the world. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. 4522979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you. Monitoring the program via Radio Garden. Also tune in Power 97.9 FM, the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Don't forget, like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell. My name is Timothy Poleon. You'll be hearing as well from Amanda. She's already going through some of the comments in the chat room, and she'll have a report for us, a report or two, or maybe three. Let us hear from the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, because he has issued a call, made a clarion call to supporters of his party. And I imagine people of St. Lucia, in particular people from Castries North and Castries Central, that they should support the two individuals who are contesting as independents. Stevenson King for Castries North and Richard Frederick for Castries Central. And of course, that will add to his other candidates, 15 candidates, to complete his slate of 17. But somebody has taken issue with this. In particular, taken issue with him calling on supporters of Castries North to vote for Mr. King. First, let us hear from the political leader of the SLP and Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre.
And I want you to make a solemn promise to me. Will you do it? I want you to say after me, I will vote at the next general election. I will vote for the 15 candidates of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And I will vote for Stevenson King. And I will vote for Richard Frederick.
Some of those people ought to feel like preschoolers. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. I will vote for the candidate of Castries North. I have candidate of Castries North, Stevenson King. And for the candidate of Castries Central, Richard Frederick. So let's listen to the independent candidate for Castries North and what he has to say about this. His name is Marcellus Baxsteed.
This message is for our Prime Minister, and I want him to be aware. I learned something from him. 5 years is not 40 years. 5 years is not 40 years. And I would be very careful telling constituents of Castries North to vote for a non-performer, to vote for a person that has not been around for the last 10 years, has not performed for the last 10 years in his capacity as rep. I would be very careful to telling my voters, Castries North voters, to vote for a man who has been faceless, fakeless, and non-performing for political expediency. You have to remember, because history teaches us, Forbes Boham in 1960 made that same mistake. Eric Gary in 1970 made that mistake. 1971, Papa Doc made that mistake, right? You have even in modern times, Donald Trump made that mistake. So let's not go down that road telling people that are 18 years and over who to vote for. The people of Castries North can take a look at the performance of King. The people of Castries North can take a look at my individual performance as an individual working in the community for the last more than 20 years. Allow the people to do that. Do not use your political might and power against me. Allow the people of Castries North to look at me, question me, and allow them to vote. I ask you that, and I caution you, do not interfere in the political process in Castries North in that way. You have already interfered in the democratic process. Do not interfere with that process in that way. I caution you. The second reason why I'm cautioning you, why you should not interfere in the democratic process in Castries North and telling people to vote for a non-performer, is that I have been getting young people scholarships. Yes, it's mainly in sports. I've been getting young people scholarships mainly in sports. But recently I've been in contact with universities in the United States because of criticism that my work has been heavy in sports. I've been in contact with some of these same universities, and I will be signing an MOU in the coming weeks after the lawyers have gone through it that will allow St. Lucian students, to attend the same university I went to on academic performance. This is a performance-based scholarship that will be promoted in Castries North, and any St. Lucian that's interested in going to university can apply for that. I will be promoting that. We have 12 schools in our constituency, and I will be promoting that in a few weeks. That is the fundamental thing that I'm running on, because I have no money. I will be running on this, and I caution you not to tell people not to vote for for King. I'm making it very clear. Because one of your national policies is to get people into university, one child per household. I'm already doing that, and I will be doing that in a different capacity, in an academic, in a performance capacity. So I caution you again, please do not tell people in Castries North who to vote for. Allow the democratic process to flow.
So therefore, independent candidate for Castries North in the upcoming general election, Mr. Marcellus backs Steed, cautioning the Prime Minister of St. Lucian, political leader of the SLP. Since you do not have a candidate in Castries North, you have no business telling the people who to vote for. And I'm just paraphrasing what Mr. Steed said. Let's open the lines right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We already have a call on the line. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
I want to address two things today, Timothy. I want to address the police report yesterday. What has happened to the PR of the police. They sent out information, a report, but they could have given that same report in a graph form so that a lot of solutions that are not able to read that report through on your program, it was much easier for them to understand it through a graph report. And the police PRO should come out and present a graph report of the homicides, burglary, every single thing they have recorded for the last year. And not, as I said, a lot of solutions will not be able to understand what you actually presented yesterday. But let us move on to Mr. Cameron Law yesterday. Timothy, this government has a policy of giving the civil servants of St. Lucia half, a quarter of what they need to succeed. So what do you expect? Most of the government departments are failing because they do not have everything they need to succeed. As you heard from Mr. Cameron Law, the police insurance hasn't been paid for 6 months. 6 months. How do you expect people that have been injured, people that has to claim insurance, waiting for it, to go to their jobs to perform their best for the citizens of this country? The government has to address promotion in the police force. It's not who they want and who is not qualified to be promoted, but who the person. Every man shall be judged by the quality of his work. That is how you get promotion, and your qualifications as well. The police, the government has to address corruption in the police force. They have to address that. So all these things have to be addressed. It's not the matter of giving the police all the equipments, as they claim, from guns to vehicles to body armor, to ammunition. That's not all what the police needs. Do they have the amount of Coast Guard boats that can patrol the borders of St. Lucia? Do they have that? Have the government enact enough laws so when people are arrested, they can actually do the time for the crime? Is our courts working to the way it's supposed to work? All this is a part of the judicial system. If this is not in place, you cannot have the police working to their full capacity. And I am going to say, when it comes to the Borderly Correctional Facility, are there enough consultants there? All this is part of community policing. All this is part of governance and law and order, Timothy. Are there enough programs at the Borderly Correctional Facility, crime prevention programs? We must not only have a crime prevention minister, but we must have a crime prevention course or crime prevention program at the Borderly facility, so when these criminals come out, they will know how the life of crime is not the way to go. Timothy, I want Philip J. Pierre to know, don't give the police force or the judicial system half of what they want, quarter of what they want, but give them the full package of what they want to perform their job. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there regarding our NewsSpin song, it sounds very catchy and unique, and what makes your show authentic is your ability to maintain inclusivity. We also admire your craft in picking through the important issues of the time, and another thing is your ability to make amends to the many vexing commentators you encounter on a daily basis. Kudos to you, Tim. Thank you so much. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Another call on the landline as we say hello. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Team, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
You okay?
I'm all right. How about you?
Not too bad on your guest. Your co-host.
Good afternoon, caller. I'm fine, thank you.
The independent candidate for that running against Mr. Stevenson King. Now, a lot of people might listen to him and figure why he had to say that. And I will just check what he was saying. And he makes sense. Because if you tell me you have two independent candidates, and then you have your 15 MPs, your 14 MPs that are political, that are representing on the political party, but you are begging to the voters to vote for two independent candidates. I mean, what sense do you make of that? You literally pleading, so why you want to interfere? Because independent candidates should be independent.
Yes.
They should not get involved in any aspect of a political party. And I want St. Lucian to understand the meaning. It looks like we have not understand independent candidates. People should take a break and listen. Check the meaning of independent candidate. They are not being represented by a political party. They are persons that are neutral. And if something happens in St. Lucia, like the crime that is taking place, they can go on any media and criticize the government if they're not doing anything about it. But look at yourself as a prime minister, pleading with people to vote for independent candidate, and you want me to accept. Tell the people clearly that those two gentlemen, they are undercover, because that's how I look at them. Every now and then you see they're wearing a blue shirt, then they change when they're in a Labour meeting, they put in a red. What is this nonsense? Are we not seeing that happen? And furthermore, and while I'm on that, they pressed by the police. Tim, you remember what the police had a program called
Police Insight. Police Insight.
Inside, police, right, Police Insight, very well. And I used to call that show as well. Why the police don't go back to that program? Why they don't go back to that program? Instead of having to go on other shows, well, they can come on NewsSpin like you are there and let the masses ask them questions. But the press yesterday, especially with what on Tyson, to me, and I believe the police need to check themselves well when they are coming on those press conferences. Because as though they barely want to speak for anybody, you hardly understand clearly what they are saying. That's not how police operate. When things happening, police need to come and let the nation know, like in the U.S., if there is a mass shooting or something, you have the chief of police or the mayor of that community briefing the community as to what is happening in terms of law enforcement. Our police just remain quiet.
Well, caller, let's put it this way. I think it is a start. At least they're having press conferences, I think, every, third Thursday or one Thursday in the month and so on. And they're about to go on the other talk shows in St. Lucia, including Newsmaker Live. So I think, honestly, on this occasion, I'd like to give them some credit for trying to speak or address issues relating to the people of St. Lucia, concerning them.
Maybe team they have been hearing you. Maybe they have been hearing you before, because you have been pleading to them, come clear and explain to the people of St. Lucia where we are. What is the plan for? Because remember, Mr. God said he have a plan.
Yes.
When he took the job, he said, I have a plan. And then I don't want to criticize the gentleman, honestly speaking, but let me be clear. If you have a plan, and I hope that plan was supposed to be to combat or to put the crime situation on the level of control or put a balance to it. Now, if so you have a plan to keep crime under control, right now the time is conducive, You need to bring that plan, because every now and imagine every week we have 9, almost 12 persons getting killed in a small island like that. I mean, Tim, that making the police look bad, you know. Because not just the citizen, you know. That make the police force, the world look at the police force as they're not in control of the crime situation in St. Lucia. And the biggest embarrassment of all will be the government that's supposed to lead the charge, particularly the Prime Minister and Minister of National Security. And we must stop him making excuses, say crime is everywhere, we cannot do anything. Nobody tell the government to stop crime completely. But we need to see an effort. And if you cannot put an effort, I have been pleading you, really remove yourself in that position as National Security Minister. You don't know nothing about law enforcement. You have no idea. You're not a police. You're nothing. You cannot hold a position and see every now and then a parent have to bury the loved ones, holding a casket and crying and pleading. I mean, you are the National Security Minister. There is no plan, no idea. No, come to uniting the nation. Come speak as a man. The Prime Minister have more energy to pledge the people to vote for the two independent, and want them to say like ABC, you in grade 1, say it after me, A for apple, B for bat, to vote for an independent. So put those type of energy you have and let the people of St. Lucia feel that you are doing something to give them a break, to give, not just for Christmas. Give them a damn break of what is happening when it comes to the crime situation and violence. I thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much. Somebody says that they fired Inspector Zachary from Police Insight. So it was just yesterday, the island's police commissioner, Mr. Vernegard, instructed the hierarchy of the force, the leadership of the force, to make frequent appearances on the talk shows in St. Lucia.
I want you all to go on Newsmaker Live. You understand? I want you all to go on Newsmaker Live. You understand?
So, let me break the news. A senior police officer of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force will be on Newsmaker Live next week, Wednesday, God willing. So, hope you're looking forward to that show. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Sure, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon, Derek.
You know, it's really very sad that we refuse to stop chasing shadows. By which I mean, but well, maybe I should answer the question. I may have missed something.
No, explain, Rick, explain.
Huh?
Explain. Instead of asking me the question, explain.
Yeah.
Because you know where you're going with this.
In almost 5 years, Tim, I have not heard one ostensible voter for the Blue Wave call this program or any other program complaining that the king of the Blue Wave has let them down, that they are pissed off with what he did. Nothing. Have you?
I've heard people complain about his stewardship, but I don't know if I can identify them as a supporter of the Blue Wave or not. But we have had people calling the program to complain, but they have not identified themselves as supporters of the Blue Wave.
So my point was not his performance. My point was an ostensible supporter of the Blue Wave calling your program to express any kind of disappointment or anything with what the Blue Wave King...
But most of the supporters of the Blue Wave are supporters of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Rick. So they will not... No, hold on, Rick. Hold on.
It comes out.
Because
so,
they will not...
May I continue?
Hold on. They will not complain because they are supporters in the main of the SLP. And when your party is in power, you don't call to criticize your MP because indirectly what you're doing is criticizing your government.
So far, maybe that is the reason there have been no complaints about where he's standing in the House. Maybe that's the reason, because he's seen by Labour Party supporters as a functioning Labour Party MP, effectively, right? So why is there a question or surprise or anything when at a special Labour Party soiree, the leader of the Labour Party calls on the followers of the Labour Party, his own people, to vote, to cast their vote for King or for anybody he might choose. Especially when we know the man, even in the House of Parliament, if I may ask, I must ask that question for the record. Have you ever heard the King of the Blue Wave express any criticism of the current government?
But do you expect him to? If he were to do that, he knows what will happen to him. He will be.
I'm not in the voodoo
No.
dream.
I'm not. No. It's not about voodoo, Rick. It's about reality. Those people are in a cabinet primarily because the Prime Minister wants them to be in it. If they go against the Prime Minister, they know what the penalty will be. Okay? He knows what the penalty will be. The penalty will be he will be kicked out of the cabinet of the SLP. So don't expect him to criticize the man who has him serving in the cabinet.
So, when the political leader of the SLP calls on followers, advocates, and apostles of the SLP to vote for King, because King is one of them, does it make any sense for people to be complaining about that?
It does make sense, Rick, because...
Yeah, but complaining now...
No. It makes sense. It makes sense because you're presenting him as an independent candidate. What is so independent about an individual, and then you have the leader of a party saying vote for him? What kind of thing is that?
Tim, that's what I talk about chasing the shadows, you. You know the man is bullshitting you. You know the man is a SLP. You know the man never criticizes the SLP. You know the man criticizes things about his former party, even when he was prime minister at the time, he's criticizing them. You know all of that. And so when the guy puts on his show for his people and says, I want you to promise me, vote for Mr. King, what are we complaining about when, the man, he has every right, and it's no surprise. What is stopping Alan Chasney or Fabrier going into Castries North and doing exactly what Philip Pierre did there? UWPs must be careful because that guy is a Labour guy and you must not vote for him and this and that. Yet they both have the same rights. What I'm simply trying to say to him is that we leave too many very important things to complain about things that we know the answer to, and that we also know that nothing will happen because we have gone for the ride for 5 years with no complaints. We have taken the parliament thing with no complaints. We accept the guy as a Labour guy, and just because Philip says something, we're going to call him that. But anyway, let that rest for him. A far more important thing, I think, for the country. You remember yesterday, the Commissioner of Police, you played a clip of him effectively admonishing the media for their handling of allegations against a police officer.
Yes, but he made reference to a section of the criminal code, section 138.
Let me read to you what the section says. It's headed Anonymity of Complainant and Accused. After a person is charged with an offense under the subpart, after a person is charged with an offense under the subpart, any matter that is likely to lead members of the public to identify a person as the complainant or as the accused in relation to that charge shall not be published in a written publication or be broadcast in the state. And it gives you an accept, Now, I should now tell you that there is a significant legal difference between allegation and a charge. An allegation is a claim of wrongdoing that has not been formally proven, while a charge is a formal accusation by a government authority that a crime has been committed. An allegation is a claim of wrongdoing that has not been formally proven, while a charge is a formal accusation by a governmental authority like the police that a crime has been committed. An allegation can be made by anyone and may lead to an investigation, but only a charge initiates legal proceedings of law. So, You might remember a while ago, a former DPP called a special gathering of the press to tell them they should be careful how they handle matters before someone has been charged and after that person has been charged. Remember that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And of course, she got all the heat. I said at the time she was quite correct as well. But what I find very, very strange is why the Commissioner of Police would read that thing and admonish press people, basically telling them a couple of them have already committed themselves, have contravened the law, 138 of the Criminal Code, and others had better be careful that they don't go against 138 of the Criminal Code. When in fact, to the best of my knowledge, all that there was for something like, how many years has that thing been going on? Those allegations against that police officer.
I think maybe about 3 years at least.
No.
In terms that it has come to the fore, I think, over the last 2 or 3 years. But I think it's been going on for a while.
We also know that the RSS were called in by the previous police commissioner to investigate the allegations.
Yes.
I cover that?
Yes.
Yeah. But we've never heard officially what came out of that. We heard a kind of press conference given by the DPP that left all of us wondering, and all of us also hearing the Commissioner of Police say not so nice things about what the DPP had said. Remember that too?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And now it's case closed all around. It seems to me, Tim, with the police under such suspicion, because I doubt you very much, even the biggest supporters of the police, and what I'm saying there is not against the police, I'm talking about a situation we have that we should not have. Even those who, for political reasons, may not side with the police, because we have that, plus those who, for political reasons, side with the police, they would have a difficult time telling you why they would have trusted that announcement yesterday. Am I making sense?
Absolutely.
Because everything the police have announced, and the one or two times that we have heard from the DPP, more questions have arisen, not to be answered. We have absolutely no reason to trust our justice system, the people who manifest that justice system, no reason to trust them, and a whole bunch of reasons not to trust them, all of which could be cleared up, because it is imperative that the police and the justice system have the backing of the people. Without the backing of the people, the justice mechanisms cannot work. If you believe every police officer, as we're hearing now, it's so unfair, but there you go. If you believe the police guys are all in with the government, or that they are corrupt, or that they are taking bribes, if you believe, again, I'm saying if, a lot of people believe that, Tim. That is why the police complain they are not getting the cooperation of the people. And they want to put other reasons to why they're not getting it, but they're doing nothing to change the people's mind that they are a trustworthy organization, that the people whose lives depend on them actually trust them as well. But everything else we are being given not to trust the police. Not to trust the police. And they're playing games. Now, also, the DPP's office, I'm not necessarily talking about this one, but it has to. The DPP's office is not an office of infallibility, you know. The DPP's office takes cases to court and loses, you know, Tim.
It has happened.
So the DPP, exactly. So the DPP, sitting in his office quietly, and you would have thought in his circumstances that DPP would have been the one to face the St. Lucia public and tell them what they've had coming out of the mouth of the police commissioner. If something that's been a matter of public discourse in the public domain in the worst of ways, the allegations against the police officer. You know, all these years, postponements, no answers. To the best of my knowledge, even that announcement that was made yesterday has not reached the what's the police body taking care of it? Who wrote to him in the first place?
Big pardon?
Cameron or what's his group?
The Police Welfare Association.
Yeah. I have not been able to, I've asked questions, but nobody's been able to tell me if they have had any official response from the police regarding the allegations made against his colleague. But we are hearing something on thing, and I'm asking myself right away, well, how does the DPP just sit in his office and say, I see nothing to answer there, case closed? How does that happen? How is it we're hearing that missing exhibits have been found, and what we're hearing that, but have we had an official bulletin from the police on that?
Well, I think he spoke about it yesterday during the press conference.
He spoke about which one, Jim?
The police commissioner. He spoke about it yesterday with regard to.
Did he say whether, in other words, the exhibits were? He confirmed they've been found.
Yes, but he did not say where they were found. But he said the search. They intensified the search, and they found. I think in the case of the noose. But in the case of evidence or material for the Kimberly De Leon, they have not found it. They're still searching for that evidence. That's in the case of Kimberly De Leon.
Did they find it in the rubble of the
no
custody streets?
No.
Did he say where they found it?
I'm just telling you what they found. A noose. They found a noose.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I'm only asking, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Did the police say where they found the missing exhibits?
No, not where.
And they made no connection with the broken down suite.
No connection. You have one more minute, Rick.
That's all right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We are due for a commercial break. Got travel plans? Don't let paperwork slow you down. The Briefcase is making applications for passports and visas faster, easier, and stress-free. VA4 and environs, the Briefcase is here to serve you. Whether it's your first passport or renewal, let us do it for you. The Briefcase also assists with applications for police records, U.S. visa applications, ETA for Canada and UK, birth certificate and business registration, and more. This coming Saturday, 28th of September, that's tomorrow, come visit the Briefcase upstairs Chanel's Plaza from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or call 718-8624, 718-8624, or 713-7503, 713-7503 to book. The Briefcase main office is on High Street, Castries, opposite the Electoral Department. Mondays to Fridays, visit them 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No lines, no hassle, no stress. Just expert help when you need it.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control, all so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Loose Select. No more paper, no more mess. Easy billing, no stress. Use my account to pay online. Pay your bill at any time. Get the stress off your mind. No more standing in line.
Visit LootSelect.com today and sign up to my account to pay your bill. Request a temporary or new connection or switch an account to your tenant's name. Do it all online.
Personal, paperless. Use the virtual service desk. Are you ready?
Flow, loyalty pays back. Big time. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 6 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
Your favorite event of the year is back. Project Chocolat presents Souk of Blood, the ultimate all-white experience featuring Ola Tunjay.
In the engine room, we go jam instead.
Umpa.
Press off your one drop.
Back to by TYP.
I want to go.
To Soufre, Saturday, October 4th, Souk of Blood. Also featuring Sir Lancelot, Hollywood HP, DJ Shocking, and hosted by MC Donaville. Regular tickets $120. All inclusive VIP $350. Very limited, no door sales. Available at the Cell Island Wide, Mambo's Bar in Soufre, and 4circustickets.com. Souk of Blood. Saturday, October 4th, from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Remember the dress code, all white.
Vieux-Fort South, it's your turn. This Sunday, September 28th, the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly presents Danny Butcher, your candidate to lead with integrity, commitment, and determination. Join us at the Vieux-Fort Recreation Park as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, unity, and progress. This Sunday, Vieux-Fort comes alive. With Danny Butcher and Prime Minister Pierre, we are moving forward together.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Let us continue with your calls. Hello and good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, Tim. Good day.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I want to touch on a few things there very fast. I may ask you one or two questions. I don't necessarily want an answer from you, but it's for your audience, not you. I heard the report from the police yesterday. Tim, I'm still baffled as to, what caused the death of Tyson. It appeared to me that, based on what the police said, it's inconclusive. At one time, we heard, very early in the investigation, we heard it could have been poisoned by rat poison, rat bit, whatever. And toxicology ruled that out. How or why did the pathologist come up with that rat situation? I have no idea. But it's quite unusual that a pathologist would say that's not guesswork, that's science work, Tim.
Yeah.
And I don't expect the pathologist to just say rat poison, whereas he could have said dose of gramoxone or another poison. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Why would he specify rat poison? And even if Tyson ate rat poison, under what circumstances it could have eaten poison? Because it's not a dog on the loose, and obviously it's a dog that is caged. So Tim, boy poor job Tyson. Tyson dead and we still in a halikasi with it. Next point, Tim, but that's for another show. Next point, very fast. I heard the commissioner. Well, he give you a good plug there. I heard NewsSpin. You should go on NewsSpin. I didn't hear the other stations that he called. Can you enlighten me, Tim?
I think suggestions were made that he appear on some other talk shows as well.
He didn't name them, but he named NewsSpin.
Yes, but the other reporters reference the other talk shows as well. But that's insignificant, caller.
No, it's significant to me. That's why I ask it. I tell you, I'm going to ask you certain questions, Tim. Tim, you know why the Police Inside show is not aired?
I don't know. I'm the last person who should be asking that question. I don't know. I'm not a part of the police force. And I think at the time the show was being aired at NBC. So I don't know what happened between...
No. The last
went to Choice. Was a Choice at Choice
Choice
TV?
Choice. Yeah.
Choice, okay. So I don't know what transpired between Choice and the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. I'm not aware.
Well, I want to say good day to Mr. Zachary, Inspector Zachary. We worked together in my last month of the, for the last 2 years of my service. So I know Zachary. We have spoken recently on that. Let me tell you, Tim. The police has never been very good friends with giving information. Police always feel that they're giving too much information, and the public thrives on, the public gives information and they expect some kind of return thing.
Yeah.
You know, because they want you to know that you value the information that you're giving them. Tim, there have been police shows. I hosted a police program for years, probably longer than Zachary did on Police Insight. And you know why that show was pulled off the radio? Choice personnel going to the commissioner to complain that we were talking politics on the show. Imagine Choice. We've been on Radio St. Lucia, we've been on HTS, we've been on 105.3, we've been on all the Caribbean. And as a result of what the former commissioner said, all the radio programs were pulled. We just decided that we're going to stop all the radio shows, traffic shows, particularly traffic shows. Tim. So the police have always been held or misguided by certain political people when it comes to hearing shows or giving the good information, what the public ought to know on the talk shows. Those shows are alive and well in Barbados and other jurisdictions, St. Vincent. Only here we're making everything a political thing. What does the police have to tell you about traffic tickets that's political? But that's how they want it. I hope the commissioner cautioned MBC, I'll say the names, MBC, for the kind of language that they feel they can say on the airwaves. I hope he said something to them. Because I just tell it to them, Tim, when I meet the reporters. I just tell them, you see, y'all, I don't know how you're operating on the air. Those things the public look at those things, Tim. And when our society is leaned towards listening to a more gossip than sensible conversation, that's why we are where we are, So Tim, we have the Tyson's episode. We have the embassy going on, commissioner urging his men to go on talk shows. But the more severe and more serious one was a revelation by the president of PWA, Cameron Law. A man that they would love to hit, Cameron Law, about the police insurance that is nearly 7 months in arrest him. You're telling me the police have a death insurance, a death benefit insurance. And the government, and that's not the first time that has lapsed, in 4 years. And you're telling me while the Prime Minister is boasting and giving the police everything, that one I'll deal with in the last statement I'm going to make. You're telling me the policeman who risking and going in all them kind of bus and late night captures and things, you're telling me the guy's insurance lapsed 7 months and you ain't paying it? Nearly $600,000. But you're giving the police everything? Smoke screen. Mirrors. That's mirror tactics that going on there. The police know that's not true. But finally, Tim, I'm taking too much of your time already. Finally, the police vehicles and government vehicles traditionally, or by virtue of how it operates, I don't know, are comprehensively insured. I guess most of them. I don't think government have third-party insurances on the coverage on the vehicle. Now, a police vehicle that was purchased under the former administration team, by the end of the calling of election, how old would it be? 10 years, right?
About that.
That's the rolling time of a vehicle. Now, even though the vehicle may be in, and if I'm wrong, somebody who doing insurance can probably call the program. It's very early, they have time. Normally, 10 years. So a perfectly good-looking vehicle, police vehicle that's 10 years old, might be put on place on tender because it is 10 years old. Not necessarily because it's an old vehicle or it write off or whatever. So you have to replace them. All right? So the new vehicles we get this term, in 5 years' time, those vehicles might be put on tender. We understand that, Tim?
Yeah.
So the Prime Minister, when he's saying what he's saying, he must know he must speak. He must not say it in a way. He won't say, probably he doesn't even know that. But he need to tell the people or somebody from the police, but again, nobody will say that, Tim. Nobody will say that. Mr. God will not come and say that. Yeah, we have vehicles, that some vehicles have to be replaced because of age.
Because of the kind of wear and tear in those vehicles. Because those vehicles are on call 24/7, huh?
Yes, and plus you have some bad police drivers too, fellas who learn to drive in the vehicles. Don't ask me how I know that, Tim. I've been around. Fellas who rig gears and mash up gearbox of new vehicles. I know that because some of the guys can't drive. And if you're not concerned about taking people who can drive the vehicles, employing people who can drive, that's what you will get. You'll get fellow policemen who have a uniform on them and they never drive a car in their life, but they will drive the police van. Anyway, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let us hear now from the president of the Police Welfare Association, Mr. Cameron Brown. Cameron Law, not Cameron Brown. But anyway, both of them are part of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. But in this case, it is Cameron Law, who is the president of the PWA. He called NewsSpin yesterday.
There are two issues, burning issues, and my phones have been going off the hook in the last few days and weeks as it relates to these issues. One of the issues is the personal accident plan that the Police Welfare Association has with the Najiko insurance. And I'm going to tell you quickly what the genesis of that insurance is. The Police Welfare Association would have negotiated with the government during 2019, 2022, thereabout. And one of the agreements were to increase the risk allowance by $75. That $75 would not go directly to the salaries of the police officers, but it would form part of a police accident and death benefit where police officers would receive, or the families of police officers would receive a lump sum in the event of death, whether it's on or off duty. And in the case of an accident, police officers would be afforded $75,000 to go towards the medical expenses. I could tell you this accident plan has worked very, very well for the families of police officers and police officers who have found themselves in accidents. But we have seen in the last few years, Tim, that the payments towards this plan has not been consistent. As a matter of fact, as we speak, the Police Welfare Association is owing almost $600,000 towards the insurance plan. And I could tell you it is only because of the relationship between the Police Welfare Association and the insurance company that this plan has not been cancelled. It is something that is very, very concerning because there are a number of families now who are waiting on payments dating back from early of last year, and they have not been able to be paid only because the monies are not forthcoming. The Police Welfare Association have written to the authorities indicating the seriousness of this issue and that the plan, the risk of cancellation of that plan is very high. We cannot express more how serious the situation is. So it is something that is very serious, and I hope the powers that be, are listening. We would like those payments to be made consistently, monthly, as the monies are supposed to be made monthly to the insurance company. That has not been happening. We have missed almost 6 to 7 payments, which is 6 months maybe of payments. And so the insurance company in some cases have even threatened, that if it continues like that, then the plan would be cancelled. And we cannot afford to have that happen to the police officers at this point. So I'm asking, that whoever is responsible to make those monies available and available monthly so that we could maintain the plan and ensure that the families of those police officers who find themselves on the other side of the world and who find themselves in accidents can adequately, afford whether it is funeral or hospital bills for police officers. So that is something that I would like.
But let me ask you, who is responsible to make the payments? Which agency?
The government is responsible to.
But specifically,
the government is specifically
a particular ministry.
The Ministry of Home Affairs.
Okay.
I'm sorry, of National Security.
National Security Ministry.
So this money is because the money is, as I said, it is not a favor being granted by government. It is not a favor. It is negotiated that the $75 of the police officer's salary or the risk allowance would go to that. Instead of going to the salaries directly, it goes to that insurance policy. Mm-hmm. And this $75 is ours. It belongs to the police officers. And so it cannot be held back, not even for a month. It must be paid. It should be paid monthly. And we are asking that it be paid monthly.
It has not been paid. Hold on. It has not been paid for what period? 6 months, a year? How long?
We owe almost $600,000. Mm-hmm. We pay in the region of $89,000 monthly.
Okay.
To the insurance company. So you could do the math. Mm-hmm. We owe almost $600,000. So it's almost, 6 months.
Okay.
The second thing, as it relates to negotiations, Tim, and this is a sore point. The Police Welfare Association would have engaged government in negotiations from October 2023. We agreed as the Welfare Association, mandated by the members, to forego an increase in our risk allowance. We would have proposed $1,000 risk allowance. The government negotiating team at the time would have indicated during negotiations that the job is a naturally risky one, and we agreed it's naturally risky, but we said, okay, we are going to forego a risk allowance if the employer could make the job less risky. And one of the ways to do that is to provide every police officer with a bulletproof vest. That was agreed to. We also proposed to explore and implement non-lethal means of apprehending offenders within 1 year of signing of the agreement. That was agreed to. Timothy, we also agreed, or GNT also agreed, to pay police officers retroactive allowance payments from June of this year. We expected, upon signing of the agreement, as we had informal conversations, that this allowance would have been paid this month, September. We went into signing the agreement. The agreement was signed. The collective agreement was signed on the 15th of this month. The MOU to ensure the commencement date of June was also signed. But Tim, there's also an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, between the government of St. Lucia and the Police Welfare Association, guaranteeing every police officer a bulletproof vest. That MOU, and you would have heard the Prime Minister many times in his public appearances saying every police officer will be getting a bulletproof vest. That MOU was not signed. As a matter of fact, the government representative on the day of signing, from what I was told both by the persons who were present and other persons from the JB, that the representative of government who were to have signed that MOU to ensure every police officer a bulletproof vest indicated that she would not sign this document because it does not adequately represent the instructions given by the executive or government. All minutes would reflect, and the Prime Minister would have publicly said, every police officer would receive a bulletproof vest. Now, Tim, the negotiations, all the MOUs and the collective agreement goes together. If one is not signed, negotiations is incomplete. And I want the members to understand, because many members, and it has been said to the members, that they have not received allowances because the Welfare Association have not signed the collective agreement. That is not true. We have signed the collective agreement. The MOU guaranteeing police officers a bulletproof vest has not been signed, not because of the Police Welfare Association, but because of the representative of government on that day. And the reason given is that it does not adequately reflect the instructions of government to the GNT. So it stands to reason that is either government is reneging on issuing every police officer a bulletproof vest, because I cannot understand what else could be wrong with the MOU. It categorically says, and the minutes would show, this was the agreement. So this has held negotiations back. It's still open. And so members have not received their allowances for this month. And it's creating a serious problem among the membership. I could tell you the number of calls that I've received in the last few days, it's insurmountable. And so we're asking that good sense prevail and that those persons who are required to sign this document, guaranteeing a bulletproof vest for every police officer, sign the document so that we could move on.
You just heard there from the president of the Police Welfare Association, Cameron Law. He called the broadcast yesterday. Let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, at the police press briefing, the Assistant Commissioner repeatedly stressed on that the toxicology report stated that there was no rat poison. In my opinion, even if there was no evidence of rat poison or poisoning, there are other lethal poisons other than rat poison. Therefore, the absence of rat poison does not necessarily mean that Officer Tyson was not poisoned. There are poisons like cyanide and many others available. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody says that Timor Fee, it seems like the postmortem was conducted only to determine whether Officer Tyson ingested rat poison. I want to let St. Lucia to know that rat poison is not the only substance that can kill or poison an animal. There is tampered canned foods, pesticides, weedicides, etc. Timor Fee, my dog ate slug bait and died. I have absolutely no confidence in the report on Tyson's death. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Is there any chance that the French officials do not have the full pathologist report on Tyson's death? Diplomacy would require them to remain silent, but I find it hard to believe that they would not have had an answer by now. Another such message, and somebody says there, when Alan Shanstein was the Prime Minister, he acted like a dictator. He did what he wanted to do, and what he says goes. He did not listen to the voice of the people. This is the same thing the Labour Party is doing. And that's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more. Somebody says there, concerning Mr. King, it is very unlikely that he can be made a member of the SLP. He should just form his own party. And another message to read. So who is going up for Castries North and Central for the St. Lucia Labour Party? Well, no one. That's the answer. No one is going up for the SLP in Castries North and Castries Central. And that is why the political leader of the party, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, has instructed supporters of the party to vote for Mr. King in Castries North and for Mr. Frederick in Castries Central. The police can be used as a tool in the silly season as well. Keep in mind that election is around the corner and perhaps could be trying to show they are making progress in this last minute. Where were they when we were begging for answers? Everything is questionable in this last stretch. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's find out from you, Amanda, what is happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, you spinners. Tim, a comment here in the chat room. Sorry, it's quite funny. It reads, most of these policemen, they barely are too big for these bulletproof vests. I hope you all are ordering bulletproof tarpaulins for some of them. A few comments here. It reads, Heather fools, they do not even know what the promise is, but they are already saying yes. And NewsSpin says, Philip will be remembered as one of the most foolish prime ministers in the history of St. Lucia. Another commentator says, what kind of brainwashing is this by PJP? How gullible does he think our St. Lucian people are? This is pathetic. Someone says their independents come out to show your faces. Commentator reads, he's right because you're the voting with SLP. You see SLP cares for anyone or anything. Now you are showing you are ready to rumble. Stop trying to have a foot in with SLP while trying to help your people. It reeks insincerity looking in from the outside. And NewsSpin says there is a need for critical thinking skills. Small minds mess with childish levels. A commentary reads, the quality of government depends on the quality of the electorate. What you put in is what you get back. A commentary reads, team was Officer Tyson covered under the insurance? Someone says, team, I'm hearing from SLP insiders that the Labour Party's own constitution does not permit to live in a constituency without a candidate for 2 consecutive elections. I'm also told that there is an internal tug of war over this very clause, with factions inside the party at odds. Can someone in the know confirm or deny this? Because if true, it raises serious questions about the SLP's respect for process and the rule of law, and explains why they so freely show scant regard for St. Lucia's constitution. A commentary reads, the security of your country unsecured and insecure. How is that working for us? And NewsSpinner says, Steed is right because he still shows that he is biased towards the SLP, boasting about their manipulated economic results. Commentary says, they can come on Newsmaker Live, but will the necessary information be disclosed? Commentary says they mirror the behavior of the majority. What is unfortunate is the fact that the future of our country, The future of a country like ours and the future generation depends solely on a majority driven by hate, racism, and what can be acquired for self rather than the development of the country for the benefit of all. This is driven by personal greed at every level. Ask not what you can do for your country, not what your country can do for you. A commentary says, Team, I am a retired police officer having investigated many reports of crime, but is still in the dark as to the reason why the charges were discontinued against the senior officer. Please invite a lawyer to call and clarify for me, please. Commentary says, how about the backing of accountability and transparency? That is how you get the backing of the people. A commentary says, nobody's perfect, but I like the way Shastny dealt with the harassment and stood up to bullies in the House of Parliament. He kept fighting for us in St. Lucia. He is an honorable man and can clearly see the danger we are in with illegal drugs and corruption. Not everyone would be able to handle this stressful situation. It takes a hero to fight this dirty battle. I wouldn't fight so hard for y'all in St. Lucia. Thank you, Shastny. Commentary says, how can we trust the police when there are so many unanswered questions? The police commissioner confused us even further about Tyson's death, taking it as internal bleeding consistent with poisoning, but the tissue samples did not disclose any poison. He threw out a case of sexual misconduct and harassment by a high-ranking police officer because he found it wanting for evidence. Some days I feel we need to do like the Old Testament days and of wearing sackcloth, ashes on our heads, and mourn and cry out for what St. Lucia has become. A commentary says, priorities PJP, so-called economist and Minister of Finance. A NewsSpinner says here, my assumption is that the monies for the police insurance will be paid ASAP now that the default in payment has been disclosed on NewsSpin. Teams show does make the impossible happen. A few comments here via YouTube. It reads, Tim, that is a dictatorship move. Another comment here, it reads, the police force needs a clean up in order for us to see the light. And the commentary says, Tim, open-minded people know that anyone who sits in the cabinet of a political party running as an independent can no longer be seen as such. If the Prime Minister gave them a bly, why not run on the ticket? Back to you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Somebody says via WhatsApp, we want to tell the SLP and those asking how much money Dominic Fide raised to purchase the ambulance that we will answer them when they tell us how much money was made selling passports. And another WhatsApp message. So why not launch Richard and King as SLP candidates? Also, why didn't the French do Tyson's autopsy? It should never be done by just anybody. They are all in the same club, politicians, lawyers, businessmen. Let's take the opportunity to wish a new spinner happy birthday. His name is Martin Flosack. Happy birthday to you. And here's hoping that you are enjoying your Friday and you're all set for a safe and enjoyable weekend as well. Once again, happy birthday to you, Mr. Martin Flosack. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, we will again introduce to you, if you have not listened to it, we'll introduce to you the NewsSpin song. And let me take the opportunity as well to inform you that the funeral service of the late Tony Paul, well-known St. Lucian broadcaster who recently passed away, that funeral service is scheduled to commence within the next 10 minutes. And it is scheduled for Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima Church over in Leclerc. Once again, the funeral service for the late Tony Paul of Rev Up St. Lucia, who's also from Leclerc, that will take place within the next 9 minutes at Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima Church over in Leclerc. Once again, condolences to the family, relatives, and friends. The broadcast continues in just a bit.
Vieux-Fort South, it's your turn. This Sunday, September 28th, the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly presents Danny Butcher, your candidate to lead with integrity, commitment, and determination. Join us at the Vieux-Fort Recreation Park as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, unity, and progress. This Sunday, Viewport comes alive. With Danny Butcher and Prime Minister Pierre, we are moving forward together.
Ouais, messieurs, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bomb glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, mais money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. You need tout pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. You need pli mer pour pomme cette ici. You ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Brand pump yo c'est Léo. Pump ça c'est Major. Ils vont tout bonnement. Tant si ten moins actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pump glo Léo under pour les 9 juin et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
Essier, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Butay. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
Compagnie Courant Lucilec a informé le public là qui commençait mercredi 17 juillet, samedi 28 septembre l'année ici. Lucilec a une dernière phase campagne replacement mita. Ça c'est un pas en commitment compagnie Lucilec pour poursuivre bon qualité service qui sort avec reliable. C'est mita neuf là qui fait assurer courant qui servit miséré douette sans les et compagnie Lucilec délivrer un service qui a un niveau standard qui haut. Pratique qui mita qui mérite replacer qui recevrait avertissement notice par moins qui 48 net temps et bien 2 jours d'avance. Et joie pour faire travail là, un technicien qui est habillé en uniforme Lucilec qui présente carte d'identité et replacer mita qui estimé qui durer moins qui 30 minutes. Et pour faire assurer tout le bagage marche bien, Lucilec a encouragé les pratiques pour faire à l'aise pour arriver côté mita. Département service pratique Lucilec qui répond n'importe question et bien adressé concerne à sous replacement sémita. Adressé concerne nous pour département service pratique Lucilec à l'IMO téléphone 457 4440 et bien section mita à l'IMO téléphone 457 4607. Lucilec a remercié pratique pour coopération. La copoine export durant tant travail là qu'a continué.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong, no matter what we keep things flowing. Before we will go all in, our hands up in the sky, celebrating. Come let your rhythm flow.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
Yes. That was the Lucia Top 5 for Carnival 2025. Yes. Welcome back to Real Men Take Charge, guys. Real Men Check Up.
To all my listeners out there, visit a men's health clinic in your area today.
PSA checkups are now free.
It's private, it's quick, it's efficient, and convenient.
Music touches the soul, but health keeps the rhythm going. Fellas, it's time to check your PSA levels. It's free, it's simple, it can save your life.
Brothers, do you not know that your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit? Let us be wise stewards of our lives. Prostate test saves lives. Let us not wait until it is too late.
To be a champion, you need to show up for yourself. I'm encouraging every man to take the step. Get checked. Stay strong. Do it for the team. Do it for your family.
My daddy is a hero, and I want him around for a very long time. Daddy, if you care about me, please take care of your health.
I faced colon and prostate cancer head on, and I'm still standing. Early detection saved my life. If I can do it, so can you. Don't wait. Get tested. It's free, it's simple, and it will definitely save your life also.
Real men.
Real men.
Real men take charge.
Real men check up.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
Still to come, the NewsSpin song, so please stand by for that. Also, the UN General Assembly is currently convening in New York, that's in the United States, and the island's External Affairs Minister will be addressing the Assembly. That's Mr. Alva Baptiste will be addressing the Assembly on Monday of next week, and that is from 10 o'clock in the morning. Also, I got a message from a new spinner. They have promised to donate a brand new phone to another new spinner, and that is Pato. Remember, Pato called into the program yesterday and said we were not hearing from him because his phone was not functioning at an optimum level, had a few problems and so on. So a new spinner has told me that they will be donating a brand new phone to Pato. He'll be receiving it on Monday, so look forward to this, Pato. The NewsSpin question of the day. It reads, why Lisa Jawayer should or should not give her side of the story. Now, don't ask me to tell you what the story is all about, okay? The NewsSpin question of the day: why should Lisa Jawayer, or shouldn't Lisa Jawayer, give her side of the story? But here's what she's willing to speak about in the meantime. Yet another glitch. My apologies. I think that's the second time we've unable to play a comment by Lisa Jawayer. We'll try to rectify that and make amends on Monday of next week. All right, the NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads: Britain to introduce compulsory digital ID for workers. Britain to introduce compulsory digital ID for workers. The NewsSpin news of the day. And we conclude the broadcast. We wish you all the best for the weekend. Be safe. Enjoy it to the max. Do so responsibly nonetheless. And we'll be back on Monday afternoon, 12:30, with another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. But remember, like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. Here is the NewsSpin song.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. How many rise in the afternoon sun? Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. NewsSpin is on your radio. Come along, hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, who's the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams. Together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show,